Fact number 34, Jinchi really loves. That is crazy, and here are 100 facts about Apothecary Diaries. So what is Apothecary Diaries? Well, it's a certified banger of an anime, which reminded me that there's more to anime than just shonen. If you're like me, you know what I mean. It's the kind of anime that'll make you want a teenage girl and a teenage guy get together, which is a sentence you should never say out loud. And if they don't get together, you'll end up screaming at your screen like your mum when she's watching a K-drama. It's an anime K-drama. I've watched hundreds of anime, including Apothecary Diaries, so I can tell you for a fact that these facts get better and better as they go. Some are simply common sense, whereas others are the types of facts that you can drop to your weeb friends to sound like an anime expert. And yes, there will be some spoilers if you haven't seen the anime already. So here are 100 facts about Apothecary Diaries. Fact number 1, when Mao Mao identifies a toxin by tasting it, that is medieval Chinese pharmacology. This is how they did it back in the day. So the creator, Hyoga Natsu, didn't just make this up. This is historically accurate. Fact number 2, Mao Mao was specifically designed to be unattractive by anime standards. She has no exaggerated features, just a normal girl with dead fish eyes, which is a really weird way of giving someone a compliment. Fact number 3, the anime was animated by Cloverworks, who also did Spy Family and The Promised Neverland. I know Mao Mao's not a kid, but these anime have cute kids in weird ways, in ways that you just never see. Before the anime even existed, it was a light novel which got 2 manga adaptations, one by Square Enix and one by Shoga Kukan. Fact number 5, Mao Mao's signature color is green, and there's a very good reason for this. And that's because green in China represents poison, herbs, and apothecaries. Fact number 6, Jinchi is written to be impossibly good looking. So you don't fully get the sense of this in the anime because, you know, people fawn over him and the rest of it and they say it, but when you read it, the whole implication is this man shouldn't exist. He's that good looking. Unconventional writing for a crossover anime, which is basically any anime I've watched, because I haven't seen anime like this a lot, but it's a banger. Fact number 7, the poison cases in Apothecary Diaries are inspired by real ancient historical events. So most of them have actually happened in real life, and we're getting to see Mao Mao work her way through them and do her detective thing, which I love. AKA, this is an ancient Chinese true crime documentary. Fact number 8, Mao Mao's personality with poison isn't just a quirky personality trait, it's actually a response to a deep-rooted trauma. She uses her massive intellect, her dark sense of humor, and the fact that she's actually covered in scars as a coping mechanism to protect herself from a brutal world. Fact number 9, floral symbolism is deeply woven into the narrative, with each major character in the inner palace being associated with a different flower. Fact number 10, Apothecary Diaries treads the line and shows you just how toxic different class systems can be. In this case, we see constantly the lower classes, the slaves, the workers being treated like nothing, whereas the upper class have all of the opulence that money can bring. So basically, nothing's changed. Fact number 11, the show takes place most likely in the Tang Dynasty. Although this isn't ever explicitly said, you can see this through a lot of the cultural references. The anime's first opening song, Hanani Nate, translates to becoming a flower. And you can see all the flowers for each of the characters in the openings. Fact number 13, Hyoga Natsu chose her pen name when her editor suggested she name herself after her favorite fruit, AKA a citrus fruit called the Hyoga Natsu. So literally the same. Wow. Fact number 14, Jinchi is morally grey. We never get the full picture, where he stands, what he's up to, what he's not up to, what he feels, what he doesn't feel. This is unlocking a little bit, but he's morally grey. Fact number 15, the grade for the inner palace is intentionally muted. This is to make it feel like a cage and a prison, rather than a completely opulent palace, which it obviously is. This is to show how the emperor's harem actually feel in this space. Fact number 16, the name Mao Mao comes from the Chinese word for cat repeated twice, which is why we often see Mao Mao have these little cat ears pop up in times of comedic relief. Fact number 17, the vicious harem politics are based on real life history. This means back in the day, you did actually have these competing women and they were literally killing each other. Fact number 18, even Mao Mao's brothel is toxic. It's called the Verdigris House. So again, everything in this anime is poison. Fact number 19, although you might think this is a niche classic, Apothecary Diaries is one of the most successful anime of its time, making it one of the highest rated anime of 2023 and onwards. Fact number 20, Hyoga Natsu built this empire from scratch. It started as a small web novel with few fans, and it built and built and built until we got the final anime that we're all watching and loving right now. Fact number 21, Natsu Hyuga originally went under the pen name Oribu, which means wild boar piglet. Kind of an epic name, kind of silly, I don't know. She did well changing. Fact number 22, Natsu Hyuga never shows her face in public. So for public events, she actually wears a huge boar costume. This is based on her online avatar, Urin, which, yeah, there's a theme here with boars. She loves boars. Fact number 23, the science in this anime is so accurate that chemistry teachers have actually used it as an example to show what happens in real life. Fact number 24, the fact that Mao Mao is a toxicology expert subverts the expected norms, especially for anime. We often see healing mages or shrine maidens. Mao Mao is not your typical anime character, and that's why we love her. Fact number 25, although this is a very unconventional anime, there are some tropes. I'm remembering the moment where Mao Mao falls into the cave on top of Jinshi, and I'm like, what am I watching? But this is a bit of a trope in certain types of anime and certain types of shows. Fact number 26, Mao Mao's complete indifference to human life early on is just a mask, because deep down, she deeply cares about the people around her. Fact number 27, every mystery fundamentally revolves around women trying to survive in a system that's trying to control them. Fact number 28, Hyoga Natsu deep dived into pharmacology to write this anime, which makes a lot of sense because otherwise how would she have written it? Fact number 29, the layout of the palace, the restricted zones, and the way that the gossip travels through the palace are all based on the real life Forbidden City. Fact number 30, although this is seen as a negative, Jinshi's manipulation is actually a form of protection. Fact number 31, the anime adaptation didn't just copy and paste the light novel. They heavily expanded character moments and added rich visual storytelling. Fact number 32, Mao Mao's dead fish eyes are actually a visualization of her internal state. As she develops friendships and regains her humanity throughout the series, the animators actually add more life and light into her eyes. Fact number 33 is that the pharmacology in this, toxicology, all of it, accurate. So if you want, you can apply this to real life. Just don't try and save anyone's life. And don't try any poisons like Mao Mao does. Fact number 34, Jinshi really loves Mao Mao, like big time. That's the whole show, I know, but I had to say it. Fact number 35, actual historians have praised the show's authenticity. The strict social hierarchies, power dynamics, and ancient court procedures are all historically accurate. Historians love it. Fact number 36. The show doesn't use human trafficking as a cheap, edgy plot device. Instead, the fact that Mao Mao's trafficked is shown for its brutality, not some character development or anything like that, but for what people actually went through. Fact number 37. Mao Mao never solves a case through sheer luck, and actually makes it a point. Do I know this? Is this true? Can I be sure? Sometimes she's not 100% sure, but it's never luck, which shows exactly her scientific methodology. Fact number 38. Mao Mao, if you look at it, has some similarities to Sherlock Holmes. This is kind of a Sherlock Holmes ancient Chinese version, but better. I see Sherlock and I see Mao Mao, noticing those little forensic details again and again. Fact number 39, the character designs specifically reject the cute anime aesthetic. This was intentionally done so that it didn't feel like a goofy fantasy, but a historical, accurate drama. And yeah, there are some kind of classic anime figures, perhaps. Knowing Natsu Hyuga, I'm sure they're historically accurate. Fact number 40, Jinshi's disguise name, Jinka, actually has two meanings. Mao Mao notices that one meaning of flower or petal has feminine connotations, but it's actually later revealed that this is the last name of the imperial family. Jinshi's not a woman. Fact number 41, the anime often opens with really slow scenes and builds the tension up. That's because this isn't an action thriller. This is something where you're meant to watch, sit down, really feel it, and then get hyped as things go on. And maybe, like there often is, a little cliffhanger at the end to make sure you can watch the next episode. Fact number 42, although the men are often scheming, Mao Mao just does the most practical thing possible. Again and again. You got the men scheming, and you have Mao Mao being practical, which we don't see enough in anime, let's be honest. I did a little short about this actually. That is why it's great that there are more female writers now. Fact number 43, Hakuyu, Kokuyu, and Sekiyu's names translate to white feather, black feather, and red feather, respectively, which explains the color of their hair ties. Fact number 44, there's a reason why Mao Mao's age isn't officially talked about. Okay, we think she's 17, maybe we know she's 17, but it's rarely mentioned, and that is to avoid the uncomfortable conversation of just how brutal this world can be for young women. And that's to keep the discourse about this anime about the anime, rather than well, some of the obvious problems anime has. Fact number 45. You forget, but we actually got into this whole thing because of who was poisoning the babies. That's not actually what the story's about. It's about this bigger political situation. And I still want to know where it's going, because every time we get a new layer, it just reveals another layer. Fact number 46, there are 0 wasted side characters. Every single character in this anime has their own background, their own knowledge, and their own hidden motivations. Fact number 47, when people die in this anime, it's portrayed as the blunt, matter-of-fact consequences of lethal chemistry. Again, leaning on that scientific viewpoint rather than the over-dramatic, emotional viewpoint. This slowly changes throughout the anime, but this is a science anime at heart. Fact 48, Mao Mao's inability to sing makes her completely useless when it comes to the original harem that she's brought up in. And because she's deemed useless, it gives her space to do whatever she wants, which is often picking herbs, working out poisons, and snooping. She be snooping. Fact 49, as the anime develops, so do the toxins. We start off with really basic toxins, while later ones involve complex, delayed reaction compounds and chemical misdirections as the conspiracies deepen. Fact number 50, when Jinshi annoys Mao Mao, it isn't one of those tsundere cliche reactions. It's actually a reaction built off their different worldviews that's earned from the storytelling. Because Mao Mao is street smart and learned everything for herself, whereas Jinshi's privileged and brought up with a silver spoon. Fact 51, the brilliance of the early consort poisoning was that they made it look like a common cold, leaving doctors oblivious. Probably still work in this day and age. Fact 52, Mao Mao's gender is actually her ultimate disguise. Being a woman gives her access to the harem and the opportunity to snoop. Fact number 53, Mao Mao is voiced by Yuki Ayo, which you might know from her famous roles in Madoka Kaname, Suyu Asui, Tatsumaki, Tanya de Gurachev, Lucy Kushinada, and Futaba Sakura. Fact number 54, when Jinshi manipulates, it's almost always to teach them a harsh lesson or to shield them from a much darker fate. He operates on a ruthless but protective moral framework. Fact number 55, poison is actually a double metaphor. Yeah, obviously it's literally killing people, but it also represents the greed, corruption, and toxic ambition that you also see rotting the imperial court from inside out. That place is poisonous. Fact number 56, the way Mao Mao talks is actually really important. Her dialogue is deliberately crude, unfiltered, and pretty blunt, which instantly separates her from the really classy nobles, Jinshi and his mates basically. Fact number 57, the imperial consorts, although are in a harem and are presented as an adding on of the emperor and his needs, they are actively often trying to save themselves and have their own ambitions and their own characteristics, so they're not just an adding on. There's a depth to them. Fact number 58, and my cat is getting involved for this one. The animation actually highlights just how active Mao Mao's brain is. Whilst we have the normal situations, the animation is very simple, beautiful, and as soon as she connects the dots, the animation becomes wildly dynamic, which matches her mental momentum, which is a tongue twister, and you shouldn't say it 3 times right now. Fact number 59, and we do also have a cat for this one. Jinshi, just to add to the fact that he resembles the emperor, shares the same voice actor as the emperor, which is pretty neat. Fact number 60, this series completely rejects the love cures PTSD trope. Mao Mao has to actively work at working through her traumas, and the more she does, the closer she gets with Jinshi. Fact number 61, the murderers in this show are terrifyingly smart, and that's because without Mao Mao, every single time someone's killed, it would just be seen as an accident, some kind of thing that's happened. But it's not. It's a murder. They're smart. Not as smart as Mao Mao. Fact number 63, Shogun Natsu had real-life pharmacists on speed dial. Okay, this one might not be a fact, but I'm pretty sure it's true, because I'm sure she constantly consulted with real-life medical professionals to get a show or a light novel this accurate. Or she's a genius. Fact number 63, Mao Mao is right-handed, so she uses her left arm for her experiments. Fact number 64, Mao Mao's obsession with poison does save lives, but it also isolates her socially. Fact number 65, you never get a boring information dump explaining how the harem actually works. We get to see how it works through experience. Each time we see a different facet of how it works, and we build our own viewpoint. Fact number 66, Jinshi's jaw-dropping beauty is a golden handcuff. His looks make him a massive target, which is maybe why he's there in the first place, and maybe why they say he's a eunuch. And they also cause people to vastly underestimate his intelligence. Fact number 67, if you watch the first arc after finishing the season, the show takes on a completely new meaning, because every single line has extra meaning because they're always playing a game. Fact number 68, the opening credit scenes change as the anime goes on, often highlighting the new characters, their relation to a flower, and showing you who's important. Fact number 69, if you were to do some chemistry research before this, the show becomes even more satisfying to watch because, again, the science is all real. And yeah, I know I'm going over it again and again, but the science is real and poison is everywhere. Those are the two themes. Fact number 70, Mao Mao does not have a weird girl becomes normal arc, which you see in a lot of these different anime where, you know, you have the weird girl, she's kooky, she's this, she's that, and slowly but surely she normalizes and finds love. That is not happening. She's staying weird. Fact number 70, the actual geometry of the palace has become a character, often becoming a key detail when Mao Mao solves a murder. For example, how fast could a maid walk from the kitchen? Fact number 72, when Jinshi gets involved and brings the security, they're not just added muscle. They bring access to security records, tactical knowledge, patrol routes. They have all the information that Mao Mao's often missing. Fact number 73, the medical terminology is so sound that medical students have actually come out and praised the show. The symptoms, the anatomical references, and the treatments are completely clinically accurate. Fact number 74, Mao Mao's in-between character design perfectly reflects her status. And this one might be hard to follow. Mao Mao has that perfect in-between design. She stands out enough that we're like, okay, she's the main character, but she also is normal enough that she doesn't stand out like, you know, all the other leads you find in anime. And this is perfect because she needs to not stand out, to be able to do her snooping, to be able to work out mysteries, and to not be bothered as much as possible. So she's got main character energy whilst also being invisible to the palace. Fact number 75, when the characters are poisoned and they have a resulting paranoia, again, that is scientifically accurate and is what can happen to you when you're poisoned, depending on the poison. Scientific accuracy. Fact number 76, in Apothecary Diaries, the viewer is given the facts at the exact same time as Mao Mao, which gives us the chance to solve the mystery just like she does. Which of course you're not doing because you have none of her knowledge, you're not a genius, and you don't know anything about poison, I hope. Fact number 77, Hyoga Natsu has stated that this is a mystery anime over a romance. So yeah, there are romance elements, but she will not admit that this is a romance anime. Fact number 78, antidotes in this anime are not magic wands. Their effectiveness varies wildly depending on body weight, timing, and dosage. So next time your doctor says, well, it really does depend, you know, we have to see how it goes because everyone reacts differently, scientifically accurate. Fact number 79, Mama has 0 noble blood, yet all of the nobles, one-on-one, when put in a situation, listen to her. Why? Well, because she has deep competence, and that respects demand. That demands respect. See, Mama wouldn't be respecting demand. And that's why people listen to her. Fact number 80, intense visual repetition is used to create a sense of impending doom. Even before the murders happen, we will have a sense that something bad is going to happen, and this is one of the ways they do that. Fact number 81, Jinshi flips between being incredibly frustrating to incredibly obvious with his feelings. So we often see him hiding how he really feels, hiding what's really going on, making him very frustrating to watch and understand, or we see him almost childlike and he's overly explaining, overly explicit in his feelings, his needs, and what he's trying to do. So he's either entirely obvious or totally opaque. Fact number 82, the victims are smart, but the killers are smarter. Because we see people day in, day out, trying to protect themselves, trying to work out what's going on, and they still die. Fact number 83, when Mao Mao's talking about weeds, she is again scientifically correct. You look up that weed and you will see what she's saying. So don't even look it up, just watch the anime and keep a note. Fact number 84, during the medicine making scenes, the anime style is very, very simple. The animation becomes incredibly grounded and realistic, making the scientific process feel highly authoritative. Fact number 84, Hyoga Natsu borrowed from classical Chinese literary traditions. The specific way characters speak in parables and the traditional slow release of information perfectly echoes ancient historical texts. Fact number 86, the anime specifically shows the harem as an inherently evil institution, but it never strips the women in the harem of their agency. What I mean is, they're victims of this system, but they're also active players within it, with their own aims and their own goals. Fact number 87, we're never told that Mao Mao is a genius. We just see it and understand it and learn it through seeing her act. Fact number 88, although this is an anime and it's set in ancient China, you won't see any mystical amulets that can detect poison or any mystical anything. It's a science-based anime. Fact number 89, the noble characters that do go from being overly privileged to actually having a conscience and understanding what's going on in the world, they don't do this overnight. We see those characters develop, and it's a process. Fact number 90, Apothecary Diaries works regardless of the setting. So even if you stripped away the robes, the palace, everything that you see, this is a top-tier detective thriller. Fact number 91, Hyoga Natsu drew her inspiration from classic detective fiction. That's why at times this can feel more like an Agatha Christie novel than a traditional anime. Fact number 92, the show intentionally makes Mao Mao quite hard to watch in episode 1. She's cold, she's not nice to people, she pushes everyone away. As the show goes on, we start to see a bit more depth to her. She actually does care about people, she actually is nice to people once she gets to know them. Fact number 93, whoever you think is the killer at the start is not the killer. So it's actually the opposite of a lot of old school detective shows where the first part of that show would be the killer. If you didn't know that, now you know that. Every time you watch one, you're like, oh, that's the killer, the first person you meet, every time. In this, it's never like that. It's always a mystery. We always have to work it out. Who is it? Why is it? What are they doing? Why are they doing it? Fact number 94, although Mao Mao's a genius, she never comes across as a genius. We just see her be a genius and we understand she's a genius, but she's never treated like one, she never comes across as one. She's the most unconventional genius character you'll see in anime. Fact number 95, healing is an incredibly painful process, and the anime does not hide away from that. Surviving the toxin is only half of the battle, because afterwards, as we see again and again and again, they have to be looked after for months. They're bedridden for months, and that's scientifically accurate, like everything else in the show. Fact number 96, all romance tropes in this anime are completely subverted. We don't have a knight in shining armor, we have Jinshi, who's a manipulative, secretive, you never know what he's thinking. Okay, he's definitely meant to be really beautiful, but he is not your classic knight in shining armor. Fact number 97, because the characters are trapped inside the heavily guarded imperial walls of the palace, it creates an intense locked room mystery. We always know it's someone there, it has to be someone there, but we never know who it is. Fact number 98, the stark difference between the untouchable royals and the very, very throwawayable servants is plain to see throughout the anime. Yeah, it doesn't feel like this big, heavy-handed political lecture because the class warfare is weaved in and out of the stories and the characters. Fact number 99, Mao Mao's journey from being someone that doesn't care about anybody to starts to really show her feelings and care about the people around her happens incredibly slowly. So slowly, you don't even realize it. Until one day you're like, oh my God, I actually really care about Mao Mao. Fact number 100. And if you've stuck around this long, why not give me a follow? The consort's illness is clinically perfect. Her symptoms, paranoia, memory gaps, physical weakness, are a one-for-one match to arsenic poisoning. The show refuses to romanticize sickness. So that is 100 facts. If you've made it this far, well done to you. You are an expert in the Apothecary Diaries. So now you're this knowledgeable, let me know in the comments which is your favorite fact about the Apothecary Diaries. And keep an eye out, because next up I'm going to be doing 100 facts about My Hero Academia. Anime knowledge.